had happened was, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the special fantasy, I guess you could say, episodes of the What Had Happened Was podcast. Show you a little bit of the clean shave we got going on. Here with me, to my right, your left. I don't know how it works on the screen. I don't know if it's mirrored or not.
I'm on the right.
Well, yeah, you're on my right, but I don't know if when they see it, if it'll be a mirrored image.
Oh.
And you might be on the left when they're looking at their computer screen.
Probably right.
Yeah. Anyway, today's episode is brought to you by Unchecked Alcoholism. And as we, go through, I'm actually going to list these in the opposite order on the podcast so that the quarterback one shows up at the top of the newest episodes list. So this is the quarterback episode. Hope you guys did not take a knee through the intro music, because that would be straight disrespectful to me and all the hard work I put in to this podcast. So I hope everyone was standing at attention for that. So without further ado, I guess you could say the darlings of the NFL, but not so much in fantasy anymore. Quarterbacks. It's still important, but...
Well, yeah, because they get the most points, but there's so many of them that get so many points.
Right, you're probably not... I guess you could. You could do a lot worse, but most people would recommend not drafting one in round one.
No. I wouldn't do that until late round 3.
Right.
4.
All right, I'm down with it.
That's even Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think ESPN has Aaron Rodgers at like 58, 60 in that range. I forget exactly, and he's their highest rated quarterback, obviously. I don't know that I like Aaron Rodgers as number one overall, basically because of health concerns. When he's on the field,
well, he's got a dodgy.
He's got a dodgy everything.
Yeah, the collarbone.
Right.
He broke it twice.
Yeah,
hasn't he?
He just has dodgy, but I think he's just a brittle because he acts like an old man, an old curmudgeon. So his bones act like they're old people bones. When he's on the field, number one.
Yes,
I just don't know. I don't like his durability, and maybe I'm an idiot, and I'm the guy who passes on A-Rod, but I would have trouble taking him when I can get a more durable guy like Deshaun Watson.
But I tell you what, he played 7 games, got through 1,699 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions or something like that. Ridiculous.
Yes,
that's absolutely ridiculous. So if he's starting, sign me up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's number one. I think number 2 is old reliable Tom Brady. For a lot of people,
he's got to break down at some point.
At some point, but I don't know. You don't bet against Father Time.
I will not bet on him breaking down this season.
Right,
though.
and his supporting cast is not as great as it has been in years past. It looks like to start the season with Edelman out for 4 games, you're going to have Chris Hogan and Gronk as his main targets. Obviously, they got a shit ton of running backs that can catch the ball. Burkhead, James White, Sony Michel. So they will be plenty fine. With targets, I just don't know about the yardage that, although he'll, throw 60 passes and get 280 yards.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine at 2. ESPN has Russell Wilson at 3. I depart there.
Me too. I go Drew Brees at 3.
I like it. They should have an improved offense. Michael Thomas, I feel like, is overrated, but mainly because I didn't know who he was. Right,
it's his name.
I didn't know who he was.
That's not a wide receiver's name.
No, it's like an accountant's name.
Yeah, it should be Amari Cooper or Julio Jones. A good old black name.
Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Black names matter as well on this podcast. We like our wide receivers to have, more urban sounding names, I guess is the white way to say that.
I guess so, because
it ain't the right way. There's no right way to say what you just said.
No, there's not.
But I like it. I agree.
I mean,
I'd rather have a Tyrone. I'd rather have a Tyrone than like a Jonathan.
Okay. Tyrone sounds a little mean.
Yeah,
I've never met a
mean
nice Tyrone.
What about a Jarvis?
Jarvis
Landry?
Okay.
I'm not a big Jarvis Landry fan, honestly, but
not anymore.
His dirty crackback blocks.
Well, I was just saying because he's on the Browns.
Oh, what do you have against the Browns? They don't even play the Eagles.
Huh?
Oh, they just played the Eagles in the preseason.
No, just because he's on the Browns.
Oh, okay.
Like fantasy wise.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so speaking of the Browns, Tyrod, because I found out through Hard Knocks that his name is actually not Tyrod.
But only his mom is allowed to call him Tyrod.
No, his mom calls him Tyrod. His mom's only allowed to call him by his middle name, which was like very ethnic. I don't even remember it.
Okay, then Stu Gotts was leading me on a wrong trail this morning.
Stu Gotts will do that. But his mom is the only one that can call him by his middle name. But his actual name is Tyrod. But Baker Mayfield even admitted that I call him Ty. So I'm kind of there. I like him a lot in Cleveland as a don't draft a quarterback, wait till the end kind of guy. Me personally. Because I'm not a big quarterback guy. You know that.
Yeah, I'm not really either. But if you're a person who wants to draft 2 quarterbacks,
and you're a weirdo,
yeah,
you're going to waste a roster spot on a guy you're just going to play 1 week, hopefully.
I wouldn't draft Tyrod Taylor.
No? Tyrod. I would.
Ty. I'll call him Ty.
I like it. I like him over, let's see, Deshaun Watson, who, again, unproven commodity. Defenses may adjust to him. I like him over Jimmy Garoppolo. I like him over Andrew Luck. I like him over Kirk Cousins. I probably like him over medium Ben Roethlisberger, who got in shape this year, and apparently that was a big deal. Like, he shouldn't have been doing that his whole goddamn career. How is that a storyline? Like, oh, good job. You actually tried this time.
But he still has that huge head.
Right. I know.
Like, nah, I don't care about Ben Roethlisberger.
He's getting in raping shape.
It's raping season again?
Raping season.
How did that go? Like,
because it wasn't the Me Too era. If it happened now, he'd be
he'd be
8
gone.
games at least suspension. You can't go fucking taking it in a bar bathroom and having your O lineman block the door.
And he had the greasy hair to go with it and everything.
In that interview, I don't know who his agent was, but they should have been fired for allowing him to be doing an interview where he's apologizing for sexual misconduct with a fucking slick back. I don't even know how to describe it, like a rapey uncle.
Yes, exactly,
hairdo.
rapey. Yes,
it's very rapey hairdo. So, all right, so we go Rodgers, Brady. ESPN again has Russ at 3. I don't like that.
I'd say Breeze.
I'd take Breeze there too. An NFL quarterback who's not a great NFL quarterback, but a phenomenal fantasy quarterback is Cam Newton. He's got to be in that conversation.
Yep.
Because you got to figure he's got Olsen back this year, who's going to be a sleeper tight end. We'll talk about them toward the end. I know. See, you're doing that face because it's that whole like, oh, he was injured all last year, so people think he's a fucking dinosaur.
He's an analyst.
Did you see him in the playoffs though?
He's all right.
Hey, he had like 8 catches, 107 yards, and a touchdown when he finally came back. He had that. What do you have? Like his little feetsies were hurt, his little piggies. One went to the market and never came back. All right, so
they don't come back from the market.
No, they don't. They die. I actually saw a Snow White theory that she died, and the castle in the sky was like her going to heaven. And
that was her heaven?
And the prince was the Prince of Death. It was on Reddit, man. You know how Reddit, they'll ruin everything. They can't have, that's why people can't have nice things. Reddit is why people can't have nice things. What's up? All right, go lay down.
You can lay down on the other couch. There's 2.
Yeah, go lay down. I'll be in there. We're going to be done this section in about 7 minutes. I'll come in and check on you. I don't know why I said 7 minutes. I just had 15 minutes in mind. We're at 8 minutes right now. So
we have not gotten far.
No, at all. Because
we've gotten it.
Sidetrack City over here is what I like to do. There's nothing better than like midday drinking. It's the best. It's the best.
I did start before noon.
There you go. Hey, now it's a party. All right, so let's go over some question marks because I think that's going to be where it is. Obviously, your top 5 are guys that you hope are going to play all year, barring injury. Mm-hmm. So your Breeze, your Brady, A-Rod. I think Cam Newton has to be in that top 5, even though I don't want him as my team's quarterback. I want him as my fantasy quarterback.
Well, he's, if you look up like year for year, he's set up for like a mid
one of those.
Okay, yeah, because he's a 1 year he's 13th, next year he's 2.
Right.
1 year he's 17th, next year he's set up for.
So it's kind of an up down, up down, up down.
I think he's set up for mid. I think
a good and on the opposite end, a good NFL quarterback but a bad fantasy quarterback is Matt Ryan. For whatever reason, he can't find Julio Jones in the red zone. That guy's always got like 3 touchdowns and 1,700 yards. It makes no sense. I don't know that I'm taking Matt Ryan to start on my fantasy team.
No.
Maybe a plug and play when my quarterback's on a bye, but I'm not taking Matt Ryan to start.
No. I wouldn't say that's like the optimum plan, but like how late he's going,
Right.
I wouldn't say that's a horrible plan.
Yeah, because right now you can get him on ESPN after
16?
Alex Smith, before Dak, before Goff, before my sleeper candidate, which I guess we'll go over that when we do the sleeper segment. But we're talking about quarterbacks, so we might as well talk about it. You know, I love me some Marcus Mariota. They got the offensive coordinator from Los Angeles, Matt LaFleur, so they're actually going to have an offense that's not from the fucking 1970s and Mike Mularkey anymore. I like him. I like his weapons. He's got Delaney Walker, Corey Davis, Taywan Taylor. If Rashard Matthews shows up and doesn't boycott the season,
he'll be fine. I think
he just got an extension,
yeah.
but it was complete team option. It was bizarre. He was his own agent, complete team option. But good job, Rashard. You got yourself maybe $7.5 million. Yeah.
So he got himself an unguaranteed.
Correct. He got the GM must have been like laughing as he signed it. Like, yeah, it's a
Fine,
team option.
yes.
Let's make it $30 million. Who gives a shit? So
Like Randy Mawson will give you something.
I do like him. I know that teams they think Vrabel's going to come in and run with Henry and Deion Lewis. I just think he's there to do the defense, and he got Matt LaFleur. I really like Tennessee this year. I don't know that Jacksonville can repeat their success. It's way down on Andrew Luck's comeback season. Everyone else seems to be really high on it. I like Tennessee to actually maybe win the South. Not that that's what this podcast is about, but Marcus Mariota is my sleeper quarterback.
I think
Who would you kind of... I know we were supposed to do that in the sleeper segment, but we might as well while we're here.
Well, shit. I didn't have
You didn't really have a sleeper
quarterback.
quarterback?
It was Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Because he's going to go so late.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely going late.
And I think he'll be solid. I think he'll easily get 30 touchdowns, close to 4,000 yards.
Right. And he's got to...
and it'll be streaky along the way.
Right. He's got to find Julio. He's got Calvin Ridley now. He's got Mohamed Sanu, Tevin Coleman, Austin Hooper, Devonta Freeman. They've got fucking options. And their O-line's pretty good. It's not like it's...
Yeah, it's shaped up.
Yeah.
Like, they were pretty dirty a few years ago. And they have really shaped up. And I'd say in the past 2 years.
And they're fast on defense.
Well,
so they're
what
built
the hell
for
happened
shootouts.
last year? Kyle Shanahan left is what happened.
Right. And Sarkisian came in. They weren't awful, but they just weren't historically good.
Like they were the year before.
Right. Well, and so it's not like the Rams, when they were the greatest show on turf, the next year they were still pretty good, but people were like, what's wrong with the Rams? And
no Dick Vermeil?
No Dick Vermeil. I don't know why I didn't think you were going to say Vermeil after that. But, I'm glad you did, because I thought this was going down another corner. So yeah, ESPN has Breeze at 7. I would say that's a steal if you can get Breeze. If you can get Breeze after Deshaun Watson, after Carson Wentz, I think
I'm picking
after Russell Wilson. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's 3.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're picking in your league and guys are taking Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, Russell Wilson, I'd be happy. I think Russell Wilson has bust potential this year.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Seattle seems to want to run the ball a lot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
But
they got Chris Carson. They spent a first-round pick on that kid Penny. They're going to want to try to run the ball. Their O-line is awful.
They're garbage.
Right. San Fran's going to be improved. L.A. seems to have a really good defense. It's going to be a struggle in Seattle, I think, to score points consistently. What's up? We got... Okay, so you can grab my phone if you want, and you can use that, okay? It's right up there. We have all kinds of tech issues going on. When I record the podcast, I like to just put my kids on their iPads or iPhones and keep them occupied. And we had a little bit of a fail here.
Well, we had a death.
We're dead already. Yeah. Why are batteries so goddamn dramatic? Everything else is just like it doesn't work anymore, but batteries, they gotta die. They're like the goddamn women of the technology world. Everything's so fucking
just
dramatic.
die? Oh.
No. Yes. Women just be dropping dead.
I'll tell you who.
And it's usually the husband's fault.
Well, of course, we're the worst.
Right. And if a wife got murdered, I mean,
the husband's going to jail.
Yeah.
Blood on hands or not.
Usually rightfully so.
It's like, shit. She died.
But no one knows what she
now
did.
I'm gonna get raped.
No one knows what she did to him for those 15 years. You know, needling him. Oh, I see it. Didn't empty the dishwasher, just needling him year after year after year after. And then he's the bad guy. all of a sudden. No, I'm not condoning murdering your wife. That was what we call satire or sarcasm in the industry. Satire.
Satire?
No, you're right.
You can't do that to me midday drinking.
Right. This is true. Anytime that's involved. Phillip Rivers is going pretty late, too. Phillip Rivers
always goes late. He goes undrafted a ton of times. I was about to say his name before he started talking about dead wives.
Which is way more. Yeah, Phillip Rivers is going after Patrick Mahomes right now.
That's stupid.
Very stupid. I like Pat Mahomes' upside. That touchdown that everyone's been linking, the highlight one to Tyreek Hill where he threw it 60 yards in the air, was against the backups. Like, it was the end of the half. Atlanta had pulled their starters. It was a nice throw, but again, it was against the backups. 3 guys were like chasing after Tyreek Hill like he's the big kid on the playground.
And there was a big thing on NFL Network this morning. Like, that was cool, but it's preseason against backups.
Right.
Another
Do it
one.
when games matter, buddy.
Yeah. Do it then. I like Matt Stafford.
I do and I don't. He
is a yards machine.
He is.
5,000 yards.
He also, I guess it's more of like him as an actual quarterback. He also just randomly airmails 5 to 6 passes every game that literally are like, where the hell was he even throwing that ball? But I guess that's more of an actual NFL game thing than fantasy, because you don't lose points for airmailing a pass.
No. Incomplete. All right.
Right. I also, he plays the Jets in week 1, so you're probably going to want to bench him then, you know. It's an automatic benching, because the Jets D is is potent. Their pass rush is probably the worst in the league. So,
what happened to that?
I don't know. Rex Ryan left.
Well, at least, was it Jamal Adams?
Yeah.
Okay. He sounds pretty good. He did not seem pumped up about the Jets last year.
He's a monster. He really is. He doesn't play the ball very well. I don't know why.
No,
he's
he doesn't.
Super athletic. He's a phenomenal run defender, but he just doesn't play the ball very well. None of the Jets really, their linebacking core is pretty poor. Lee out of Ohio State, who's super fast but can't fucking stick with a running back. I don't know why this is turning into why I hate the Jets defense, but it is. I'm actually optimistic about the Jets' chances.
Well, I did bring up Matt Stafford.
Right. Yeah. How dare you bring up the Lions quarterback? Jimmy Garoppolo's right around Matt Stafford in the rankings. That's about where he's going. I like Jimmy G, but you have to, I think, have a backup. If you draft Jimmy G, you have to draft 2 quarterbacks. He and Deshaun,
and you have to have one that's better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, he and Deshaun Watson both. You don't know what you're going to get.
I don't understand what happened. I think it's because it's good looks.
But he also played well.
He won, what was it, 5 games? Yeah. 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Right.
It's not blowing me away. I think
he's got Marquise Goodwin now, though.
Yes, and I actually I have him as a sleeper for 800 yards.
Right, like where you're getting him, he's putting up. Don't draft him in the first round.
No. I think if you want to get Jimmy Garoppolo right before you get your kicker,
right,
that's fine.
So the third to last round, because your last 2 picks should be your defense and your kicker. Don't be the guy who drafts a fucking defense in round 8. Do not be that guy.
That's annoying. But the thing about Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm not saying he's going to be bad. It's just every time I hear anything, it's Jimmy Garoppolo is just going to be so great. He's not. Well, he might.
Right.
But he's not going to be Tom Brady next year.
I think Mahomes, and Deshaun Watson, you have to have a plan B. You just don't know what you're going to get. Deshaun Watson looked phenomenal in that little sample size that we got.
7 games.
Right. However, defenses have now had a year to look at that tape. The Jags D is good. I think the Titans D is going to be much improved. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
They're secondaries.
I don't know that he's going to have the year like a. He probably will be a starter though, because what's that? Top 12 if you're a 12-team league. Top 10 if you're a 10-team league.
Yeah, that's kind of how I try to map it out.
I could see Deshaun Watson being in that top 12, top 10. I don't know that he's going to be a top 3, top 5 quarterback. Me personally,
I think this is one of the better years for quarterbacks because
you can wait.
Yeah,
the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and number 3 is significant.
Yes.
But from 3 to probably 20, it's not going to be very significant. They're all going to be very similar.
I'd say 3 to 12.
Okay. 3 to 12. All right, I'll buy it.
But you like Marcus Mariota.
I do.
And there's Jared Goff, too.
Soda.
Huh?
Because his name kind of rhymes with cherry soda.
It does. It doesn't kind of. It does. Marcus Mariota, cherry soda.
I think that's my fantasy team name. Mariota drinking cherry soda. I don't know why I found that so funny.
Wow, yes. Well, it kind of threw me off.
So Eminem's next rap is going to be about that. That fucker will rhyme anything. Fucking
oranges to syringes.
Yeah. And then claim that he didn't change the word oranges. Oh, he said oranges. It's not even a word anymore.
Oranges?
Close enough.
It is close. Yeah, you're right. Alex Smith should be all right.
Yeah. He is. The thing about Alex Smith is you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
He's not going to turn the ball over a ton. He's also not going to have a bunch of big games. But he'll get you like 220 and 2 touchdowns most of the time.
I would actually have him higher if he wasn't on the Redskins.
Right.
I don't trust anyone on the Redskins. I even have like a couple players from the Redskins that I like, but I just don't trust them.
Because the maroon and gold, baby.
They're just ugly.
The slurs, yeah.
They're ugly. The Washington football team.
Yes. We don't say that on this podcast. Although we do rate our wide receivers based on the
on their ethnic name.
Ethnic name, yes. That's what we like to do here. You know, we keep it equal opportunity.
But I tell you what, our language has been very good.
I'm getting better. Kind of.
I thought I was going to just come out here throwing F-bombs.
Sailor Jerry. I think the kids coming in every once in a while kind of keeps you in check too. So that's nice. I don't know. So let's. Kirk Cousins is another big question mark for me because you have
he's a new team.
You have to like the fantasy output, but if he's your quarterback, I don't think you're super stoked. Like as an NFL team, he just turns the ball over too much.
I know he's stoked.
Yeah,
his whole contract was guaranteed.
Yeah, he fucking hit the ball out of the park there, no doubt about it.
Kirk Cousins, okay, if you want to get him, sure.
Right. I don't. Again, I think you could do a lot worse.
Yes.
Right. If you're waiting, I know there's a big no running back push. I'm the exact opposite. I think you got to stack
especially
up on running
with this
backs.
year. Yes.
Right. I think you have to stack up on running backs early and then wait to get your quarterback. Because, like you were saying, between 3 and 12, there's not a huge difference. Even between 12 and 20, there's a drop off, but it's not going to be insane. The NFL is a passing league now. You can expect 2 touchdowns from even mediocre quarterbacks.
Well, absolutely. I mean, hell, even Jimmy Garoppolo can get 2 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah, and I think if you want to get real crazy, you could probably draft a couple quarterbacks and play the best matchup. I personally like to just go with one and leave it at that. Dak Prescott's going late. I don't
draft
like
him.
I don't like Dak.
No.
The main reason is the weapons, not Dak. Dallas has nobody to throw
Andy
the ball
Dalton's better than Dak Prescott, and Dak is 17th and Dalton is 25th.
Well,
that's stupid.
My boy Tyrod is going around the same area as fucking Blake Bortles and Mitchell Trubisky. You're telling me he's not going to outscore them?
Okay, he'll outscore them.
Come on.
In the first 7 or 8 games.
Right. It looks like when they're out of contention, they probably will go to Mayfield.
That's just why,
yeah.
If you want to go crazy and get Mayfield towards the end of the draft, I think he's the best quarterback that came out.
I would disagree. I think Sam Darnold's the best. No, I don't know. I'm not a goddamn quarterback guru. I like what I've seen out of Mayfield on Hard Knocks. He does have a much better arm than I thought. I thought he was one of those system guys in Oklahoma.
No. He does have a good arm.
He has a really good arm. He made some throws against the Eagles last night that I was like, wow. There was a comeback in particular. He threw it over Sidney Jones. And
I remember that. I saw Sidney Jones. I was like, at least he's going to tip it. And right over, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. That was a really nice throw that he made.
That was really when I was starting to get pissed off.
If you do want a quarterback for 3 games, you can always go with Sam Bradford. You know, he's got 3 games in him before he gets hurt.
Yeah. Draft Sam.
Out of the rookies, I would say Josh Allen is probably going to get you the most points this year.
Because A.J. McCarron got hurt.
Right, and I know that there's a big push that it looks like Darnold's going to start week 1. I don't know that the Jets are going to do that, only because they play 3 games in 10 days. But it is looking that way. I guess we'll see tonight when he trots out there against the Giants or not.
No, hasn't Bridgewater looked really good?
He has, but there's like no way he's starting. It's either McCown or Darnold, and they're going to try to trade Bridgewater. That's just
Well,
how
what if
the
they
Jets
don't trade him?
shit. That's just, hey, and he'll just
What if
chill.
they don't? They're just chilling.
Smile pretty and keep those gloves
He does have
on.
nice teeth.
He does, and then he's got that.
He has a
gloves.
baby face.
I hate the gloves. My quarterback, I just can't have you wearing gloves. He's got
I
those
don't
little
mind one
he's got a
glove.
baby face and baby hands.
You got
Wasn't
one
that,
glove.
Wasn't that one of the knocks on him coming out of college? He had like tiny hands. Old Teddy Bridgewater. That's why he dropped.
No, his knock was his pro day. He did horrible, and it's supposed to be set up where you do great on your pro
Right.
day.
You could
He
throw
was supposed
like
to be the
100
number
of
one
100,
quarterback.
right.
Yes, and he just did bad.
It's a good description there.
Bad.
Right. Yeah. Hey, everyone got it. We got to go for the lowest common denominator here. I got all walks of life listening to this thing. I got Rhodes Scholars. I got people who voted for Trump. So we should probably try to keep the vocabulary,
Bad.
as simple as possible for those listeners.
Keep it bad.
Oh man, I can't wait till he gets impeached and we have a civil
He's
war on
not
our hands.
getting impeached. There's no civil war that's going to happen.
I'm telling you, you wait till November when the Democrats take over fucking the House or Congress. It's going to be civil wars. No, I don't think there will be civil wars. I think a lot of those gun-toting people are kind of pussies, but that's a whole nother podcast we can have. But the house we were looking at actually had a shotgun with the shells right next to it when I opened the closet, and I was like, should you put that away so that I can't just murder the real estate agent? Was that yours?
Yeah, he was
Peeking
dancing.
in the back.
He was dancing.
I wonder if he made it in the back video.
I don't know.
No, I think I was blocking where I was.
Yeah. He would have been right.
Yeah, I think I was blocking him. All right, so let's get back to quarterbacks, wrap this thing up, and then we can move on because we went about 15 minutes longer than I thought we were going to go talking
Wait
about
till wide
quarterbacks.
receivers happen
So-
because there's a ton of them.
yeah. So, all right, so here we go. So, obviously, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. You like Drew Brees, Cam Newton right in that range. Do not draft Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
He's a no-go for you, the no-fly zone. The no-fly zone for me
Dak
is
Prescott,
is
too.
probably, I would agree with Dak. Phillip Rivers is probably going to be a steal and get you a ton of points. Matthew Stafford as well. Matt Ryan, if you're looking for a steady Eddie, I don't know that I'd want him to be my starter, but you could do a lot worse.
Yeah.
My sleeper is Marcus Mariota. I know your sleeper, even though he's not a sleeper, but the way he gets drafted in fantasy is Phillip Rivers.
And Derek Carr is also a wild card.
Well, with Gruden, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
the
I don't know what's going on. Like, all three of their receivers.
Right. The big pundits are saying that, it's Amari Cooper's bounce back year. I guess we'll see.
I'm done with him.
You're done?
That's who I picked as my big-time guy last year, and he pooped.
Yeah, he big time shit the bed. All right, Max, you want to say bye? Say stay tuned for next episode? What? Nope. No desire to do that. All right. If you are listening on the podcast, the next episode should be wide receivers. You never know, though, when I start uploading things. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, just click whatever fucking video you want. How about that?